I'm listening to Laura Britt and Matt Mayoko, and Matt Mayoko says something. He says something very interesting. I think we can all agree, right? Everybody's frustrated with where Kyle Shanahan is right now, the potential kind of direction of the 49ers, where we feel like they're at. And it's, I'm pretty sure most of you guys, it's not to your liking, right? It's not to your liking, just the direction, everything. And Melko went on and said that there is zero chance that Kyle Shanahan is on a hot seat, which I think we can all agree with, right? But he said there's zero chance that Kyle's on a hot seat. But the reason why he said it, I disagree with. He said because he's not on the hot seat because Trey Lance has not really played yet, and Kyle's clock on being on the hot seat doesn't start until you see Trey Lance get on the field. All right. Now, my thing is when I hear that, if you want to make it about the contract, if you want to make it about the money that Kyle Shanahan's making, then all right, right? Like I think for most of us, that's the thing, right? It's like, well, they just got the new extension. You got you got 5 more years, whatever. There's just so much tied to it, and there's no offsets in this contract. So, from my understanding, the way it works is if you were to fire Kyle Shanahan today, even if he gets picked up by, I don't know, the Chicago Bears because they fired their head coach or whatever, Nagy. All right, say he gets picked up by the Bears. Well, the 49ers is still on the hook for whatever the remaining of his contract is. And I don't know how much money that is, but I'd assume it's a good amount of money. All right. So if you want to say that Kyle's not on the hot seat because of his contract and there's just so much money to be paid to him, I get it. But if you want to say it's because of Trey Lance, I don't like that. And if I'm Jet York, I don't like that. All right. Now let me explain why. How can I have faith? All right. And I asked this question on Twitter. How can I have faith that that Kyle Shanahan is going to miraculously just turn everything around just because he, develops Trey Lance, right? In theory, yes, your quarterback is supposed to make you better, elevate the team, but how can I have faith if I'm Jet York that Kyle Shanahan is the guy for the job doing that? When I'm watching him right now, and I'm pretty sure what Jet York was told was, listen, we're going to sit the rookie. We're going to develop him. We know we can be good with Jimmy Garoppolo. We win with him. Don't worry, Jed. It's going to be a smooth transition. Everything's going to be fine, right? And Jay York is like, yeah. And if Jimmy Garoppolo is an MVP candidate, if Jimmy is gonna eventually be a MVP and win the Super Bowl, then hey, Trey Lance might be able to sit for 2 years, right? Like that was his thing, right? So we know what was told to him. It was, hey, everything's gonna be good. We're gonna win with Jimmy. We're gonna transition into Trey Lance. You know, if Jimmy Garoppolo has a great year in the process, then all right, great. But that's not the case. The 49ers suck right now. They're not good. And a big part of them sucking, pause, is just Kyle Shanahan and just the operation that he's running is not working for whatever reason. Now, again, I've said it on here. You guys listen. It feels like there's been a different reason every single week. So if you have different reasons every week why you're losing, to me, ultimately it comes back on the person in charge, who is Kyle Shanahan. Now, I'm not saying that every time the 49ers step on the field, like, oh, we blame him for this play that Kyle maybe has nothing to do with, or that Kyle dialed up the right play, or that his quarterback didn't see the read or whatever. But just overall with how this team is performing, a team that is talented, a team that is good, right? A team that had the better roster on Sunday, and you can't figure out how to win. And also, Matt Mayoko, leading up to saying that there was zero chances on the hot seat, talked about all the reasons why Kyle should be on the hot seat, talking about all the excuses that he's gotten. Just, well, the first season he doesn't have his quarterback and those things, and he's transitioning. Okay, took over a terrible roster. We get it. Second year, oh, your quarterback got hurt after, okay, that's why. Third year, okay, Super Bowl run. Great. Fourth year, oh, man, you had all these injuries. Fifth year, I don't even know what the excuse is, but I'm only led to believe that the excuse for the fifth year is the fact that Trey Lance hasn't played yet, and you got to see how that works out. I'm not willing to see. I don't want to wait and see that. I don't want to wait and see if eventually Kyle Shanahan is the guy. 6-7 years. How long do we have to wait to get the success that we deserve as fans? We've been through a lot. Our team has sucked for most of you guys in here, I'd assume, are between the ages of 25 and 40 or 45, right? Most of the time, if you're 45, then you saw a lot of great years. But if you're like me, who's 34 years old, I barely remember the Super Bowl victory, the 94 season. All right, that happened in 1995. I was 8 years old. I just remember watching it, like not even really truly understanding what was going on. So, like, we sucked for most of our lives, right? Especially like my adulthood. I'd say high school. By the time I was leaving high school, so I graduated high school 2005. Since 2005, the 49ers have, and that's been 16 years now. The 49ers have had 4 winning seasons since my senior in high school. We got a 60-year-old in here. What's up, Bernard? Appreciate you in here. Oh, yeah, that's an OG right there. All right. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, how much time does Kyle need to show us that he is a good coach, to show us that he is a good leader of men? It takes more than just being good X's and O's guy, like, to be a good head coach. It takes more than that. You have to be able to get everything together. What the hell does Mike Tomlin do? Right? Mike Tomlin doesn't call plays on offense, doesn't call plays on defense, but somehow, some way, his team does not lose. They don't have losing seasons. And now we can say because they have Ben Roethlisberger and stuff, but when he had Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph play like 14, I think Ben Roethlisberger got hurt like the first game or maybe heading into the second. No, I think it was the first game of the season that year. Roethlisberger got hurt, out for the whole year. He somehow managed to win 8 games and not have a losing record with Duck Hodges and goddamn Mason Rudolph. He sucks. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like good coaches, they figure it out, right? And even right now, when we watched the Steelers last night, it wasn't pretty. They still managed to pull out a win, right? It wasn't pretty, but he managed to get a victory, which he's done a majority of this season. I think the Steelers are maybe 5-3 right now. They're struggling right now with their quarterback situation, but he's figuring out how to get everybody prepared, get everybody on the same page to where it ultimately results in a victory. And we're not getting that from Kyle Shanahan, who I feel like has a better roster than the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it's not working out that way for whatever reason.